Let's go take a look at the other side of this battle. Now, my opponent had his unit of Jaegers get caught into melee with my Fusilier of the line here, and they easily dispatched them. And my positioning on this isn't always too great because there's two separate battles going on, and my micromanagement outside of Rome Total War isn't very good, so I might accidentally have my men poorly positioned. Here my chasseurs are firing in at his forces in the woods to pretty good effect. I've got another unit of Fusilier of the line there, and then here's my my brave light infantry unit. And over here I have a young guard. Finally I can show you what the young guard looks like. Here they are, they just got the cool feather coming off their hat, and they have a little bit better stats than regular line infantry, but not near as good as the old guard. And this is an inspirational unit as well. Here you can see what I was talking about with having poor troop positioning. So hopefully I'm not doing too much damage to myself. So I kind of have each Russian force in the woods surrounded, and that's why they're routing quickly. It's because they're taking fire from all directions. And one thing about Napoleon Total War and Empire Total War is you do not want your men taking fire from multiple directions, because it quickly demoralizes them and they will quickly lose the fight. So here's his musketeers, like I said, taking flank fire, and you can see their morale is dropping quickly. Let's go take a look back on the other side of this fight. Here I've had to engage his cavalry. Now I did a good move here with my cavalry. I sent one unit of lancers to meet his heavy cavalry from the front, and I sent the second group of lancers out around, and now they have attacked his cavalry in the rear. So although his cavalry is heavy cav, my lancer's powerful charge devastates his units whenever they come in. Not to mention my my Fusilier here are assisting in the fight, so his cavalry's not doing all that well at the moment. But then again, neither is mine. We're both taking pretty heavy losses. But with his forces surrounded, I can afford to take a few losses, and he cannot. Now in order to inspire my men, I've brought up Marshal Ney here, and there he is. And continually I've been using his rally and inspire, and if you'll notice my men's morale is quite high. But my Russian opponent has done the same with his general, because he knows that this is a critical battle here. If I defeat his forces on either side, I will be free to envelop the remainder of his forces. And the battle is really right now not going well for my opponent. So he started out with an early advantage, and because I took quick aggressive action, I was able to turn that advantage back to my advantage. See, here's one of those times when I had poor positioning. This is bad because I'm probably hitting my my own men in the back here. Also, I just saw an opening. I sent this unit of Fusilier to finally silence this stupid 20-pound unicorn unit. And I know it's been said before, but my men also do not believe in unicorns. So I think I stole that from the Prince of Macedon. But having been annoyed by this artillery piece, I can see why he said that. So please die, you dirty dogs. So let's watch these guys die and get their just desserts. And there's some of his men routing back through the unicorn. These are some musketeers. Yeah, take that, filth. Leave my army alone. So too many of my men died at these men's hands, and so I'm not sad to see them go. Here they are trying to man what gun pieces they can, but they're under continual fire, and now they're going to rout. So see you later, and we won't miss you. Alright, so on this flank, I have won the battle on my left. I forced the Russian out of the woods. I hate how that guy always interrupts me. Oh well. And then on this end, the Russians have very little left. They have this unit of cuirassiers, which I'm about to gun down, and I have destroyed all the infantry forces here. So I think this battle does a good job of illustrating how, even though you might start off with a disadvantage, that if you look for weaknesses and take quick action, you can turn the tide of the battle. In fact, when the battle was over, my opponent asked, how did you do that? Meaning, how did I turn this battle around and win? And it was because he took defensive positions. It allowed me to take advantage of his immobility. Here he has regrouped his routing forces and is trying to make a last stand. His general is unfortunately still alive. And here's some of his Jaegers that are alive, and he's got a few units of musketeers, as well as that rocket troop, pretty heavily depleted. So let's watch his men exchange fire with my own. I don't think I've quite moved all of my men into range yet. But at this point I'm running all of my infantry forward to face the remnants of his forces, because I want to annihilate them as quickly as possible, take advantage of the momentum that I have going. So his men are going to get a few first shots, but I have my general as well. I'm going to move him up. You need to use your general in this game, and you need to use him decisively. Just like that action over in my right flank was up in the air on who was going to win. That's why I sent my general in.
One of our units has used all its ammunition,
by sending my general in, it helped ensure that I could win that flank. So that was a critical moment for Marshal Ney, and he was able to get there and to perform his duty. So that turned out really well for me. Alright, so here's my troops finishing off these Russians. And my opponent fought really well, I thought, in this battle. But his real problem was where he made himself immobile. If he would have taken out my horse artillery early, and then I think moved towards me, rather than taking up defensive positions, that I would have been in real trouble. Because then he could have used
victory, sir.
He could have used his artillery to really demoralize my men, and had he made an aggressive rush at the same time, I think it would have broken my men. So here's some of my men that ran out of ammo. They're bayonet fighting against these Russians. And so now the Russian troops have been shattered, and this battle is over. So like I said, the lesson here is don't ever give up. If your opponent takes an advantage, look for weaknesses and try and turn his advantage back to your advantage. So my opponent left his middle unguarded, and that was a severe mistake, and because I took advantage of that, I was able to win. So good game to my opponent, Travis Skeeler, and here's some of my unit statistics in case you're interested. Look at this light infantry unit. They got 140 kills. Those guys are amazing. And then let's take a look at some of my other heroic units. My Fusilier of the Line, this unit here, got 150 kills, so kudos to them. This, I think there's a couple other units. One of my Young Guard units got 134 kills, so pretty impressed with some of my units. I hope you've enjoyed this Napoleon Total War online battle, and I hope that I could teach you a small lesson here about some strategy.